Are you optimistic about the future?
I wouldn't keep going. Well, I probably would actually. I'm a stubborn bugger, but I wouldn't keep going, shall we say, if it was a lost cause. It's not a lost cause. And for reasons I talked about earlier, not only is this avoidable, not only is it changeable, it can be changed in a dramatically short time just by changing our approach from acquiescing to not acquiescing. It's as simple as that. Let me just explain one thing here, Brian. Maybe we'll get into why acquiescence is so important to address. How can a few people in this cult dictate to the lives of billions like this? Think of a pyramid. The top of the pyramid, you've got the cult. Tiny few people in relation to the population. And this pyramid, which is human society, is hierarchical. So the cult at the top of the pyramid imposes its agenda on the next level, which acquiesces to that imposition, and it itself then imposes on the next level. Now, as you come down this pyramid, you're very few steps down before you reach the point where the hierarchy doesn't even know there's a cult. Only these higher, in around the spider, as I call it, levels know that there's a cult, unless you work your ass off for 30 years to uncover it. And so you then hit a level where they're not aware of where this is coming from, but the same sequence continues. So this level will impose on this level, which acquiesces to the level above and imposes on the level below. And this goes down the pyramid, imposition, acquiescence, imposition, acquiescence, imposition, acquiescence, until at the bottom of the pyramid, symbolically, you meet the mass of human society, the population. Now, if we acquiesce to the level of the pyramid that's imposing on us, like your governments, etc., then we complete a circuit. We complete a circuit between the population and the tiny few in the cult, which has allowed the agenda of the cult to impose its will on the entire population, purely by this sequence of imposition, acquiescence, imposition, acquiescence. So this is why I've gone on about that so much in this chat, because if we will break that circuit by not acquiescing to that level seeking to impose upon us, we break the circuit. And no longer are the cult at the top of the pyramid imposing their will on the population, because we have broken the connection. And we've broken it simply by ceasing to acquiesce to the level of imposition imposing on us. And if we did that, if we put down the fault lines there to divide us of race and sexuality, I don't care what you do with your dick. I don't care if you haven't got a dick. I don't care what you do with it, so long as the receiver is okay with it. I don't care. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you follow. I'm not bothered. It's just a brief experience for the consciousness not only that you are, but the consciousness that we all are. And we have to be manipulated into these self-identities of labels, so that all this potential to divide and rule us is there, because it's essential. So let's put it down. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what you call yourself. Just don't impose it on anyone else that doesn't want to impose it upon them. And let's realize that we're all the target of the same force, and that there are billions of us and a handful of it, and thus I think I see a way out of this. And if we come together in unity and we cooperate in protecting our own freedom and the freedom of each other, it's over. It's over. They can't impose what they want if we do that.
To our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us, our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. I've got an artist friend in England, Neil Haig. You can find his work at neilhaig.com. Brilliant artist. And he has some amazing telepathic connection to me. Because I will describe to him a picture that I want, and he will produce it again and again, almost a mirror image of what I asked for. And this is what I see as the situation we're in. Symbolically, but not just symbolically. We are consciousness having an experience within this virtual reality. And we connect with this virtual reality through what I call the mind. No, not our minds, the mind. I would suggest the more that I move along this journey, that what we call mind is the mind. And there are many, many aspects to it, like there are aspects to the internet. And where we connect with that mind depends on how we experience and what we're good at and what we're not good at, what we decode, what we like, what we don't like, but it's the same mind. And so often I see things that pass for spirituality that are quite blatantly expressions of mind posing as spirituality. Consciousness is that which is no time, that which is what people experience when they leave this reality, that which is eternal, that which is infinite. The mind is a construct, if you like, which allows us to experience this virtual reality. What happens is we fall in this false identity for identifying with the mind as who we are, instead of identifying with consciousness as who we are. And that fundamentally changes the way we perceive reality and crucially the way we decode it. Symbolically, everything is consciousness. Everything is consciousness, but there's different expressions of consciousness. There's that which is in a state of infinity and awareness that it's infinite, awareness that it's eternal, awareness that it's all possibility. And then there is consciousness that has solidified, that has become denser. And that's what I call the mind.